Hello everyone. In my last video I talked about what is a analog nomad. Um, but today we're going to talk about what is the mindset of a nomad. What does it require? Um, and I'll give you a little brief recap of what an analog nomad is. But really, this topic covers more than just that, because I think this goes for if you're a digital nomad. There's a lot of shared, it's the nomadic mindset. So there's a lot of shared skills and shared mindset between whether you're working fully digital or fully physical, or a combination of the two, which that's by my definition what an analog nomad is just working both in the digital world and in the real world, in the we say the real world, but the physical world. So whether you have a physical job or a digital job or some mesh or combination of both. So that's what I mean by digital or analog nomad. Digital being strictly digital, physical being strictly physical, and the analog is just the mesh of the two. And so what is the mindset? When I first started doing this, there were people, of course I was young, my dad actually got into this before me, but people would always say, well, how can you do that? How can you travel all the time? And for me, it wasn't that hard. Just like anything, there's going to be times that it is and it isn't. But especially back 18 years ago, people just looked at that nomadic lifestyle, especially from where I'm from, very small town. A lot of people have never even been out of the state. So a lot of people there look at this lifestyle as something totally foreign. But, I've been thinking about this, and if you really get to thinking about it, it's really nothing foreign to human nature. People have been nomadic for thousands of years. People are still nomadic. They've been nomadic. We're looking at a resurgence of this nomadic lifestyle in the Western world, because for a while with the Industrial Revolution, even agricultural revolution, people put down roots, you could say, literally and figuratively. But we're seeing more, especially with the rise of digital technology, digital media, more people choosing, or in some cases it's not a choice, in some cases it's a necessity, but choosing or being forced into a nomadic lifestyle. But for me, it really, to some degree, it's both. It's a necessity because the job opportunities are a lot better working how I do. I can make more than if I work back home because it's a small town. But it's also a choice, and it's something that I enjoy. After a few years, I think, when you first start anything and constant change gets to be, is kind of something that takes some getting used to. But once you get used to changing locations every few months, it really becomes an enjoyable thing. And it also matters how you think, how you perceive what you're doing. So that's where the mindset, that's where your choice comes into play. And sorry, my nose was itching, but the right mindset, no matter what you're doing, you have to have the right mindset. If you want to be successful, you have to have the right attitude. And so that's, I took a few years off because I was getting burned out, and wanted to do the normal thing, wanted to the 9 to 5 or whatever. I don't think anyone in this modern day can survive on a 9 to 5. Everyone's pretty much working overtime or working a side job. But yeah, I worked back home, and of course the pay was lower, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being home. There were things I enjoyed about that, but at the end of the day, I realized I enjoyed traveling. And when I come back to working full-time on the road, I realized that, this time I was going to do it different than the first few years. The first several years, I really just traveled because, the job, that's where the job was. But now I'm really trying to make an effort to take every advantage to enjoy where I am. So one of the things I've been doing is hiking. I enjoy the outdoors. I enjoy hiking, camping, things like that. And so that's something I decided, what a great advantage to get paid to travel to some locations that a lot of people either never get to go to or have to pay for themselves. So, if I get a long weekend, I can go hiking. And right now I'm in California. I can go hiking, and Yosemite's a few hours away. Well, from my house, it's a 2-3 day drive, or $1,000 plane trip. Maybe not $1,000. You could get it cheaper, but still, you get the point. It would cost me to get here. I would have to rent a car, all of that. So my mindset now is, make the best of it, but not even just make the best of it. I'm enjoying it. I'm getting ready to go into a new avenue of my life, and that's why I'm trying to shift my focus more to the digital side. Of course, I plan on also still doing physical, and for one thing, even when I'm working digitally, my hobbies are a physical nature. So that, to me, that allows for a balance. But the mindset, and the mindset to me is just one, embracing that there is change. There's going to be constant change. And this is something I learned while I was at home. You think, well, I'm going to be around all my family, those I love. I can have more stable relationships. But, I had nephews and nieces. They were getting married and growing up and going to college and going to the military. And, the thing I realized is, there is no stability. Whether you're in a fixed location or you're moving locations, change is constant. We change, the world changes, people change, people come in and out of your life. So, yeah, it's in a way, when you're living nomadically, you're choosing and you're changing. You're changing locations. So of course, the people that you interact with are going to change more than if you're in a fixed location. There's going to be a little more stability. But to me, really, the constant in life is change. If your life isn't changing, then you're dead. That's not life. That's being stagnant. That's not growing. So change is a constant. That's the only constant in life. We are in physical reality, there's time and space, and we're constantly moving through both. So, when you take that mindset that we are in a constant state of change, and don't let that overwhelm you, but just embrace that things change, you change, the people you get to interact with will change, the people you love, if they're not near, you can still love them, but the amount of time you spend with anyone, it's liable to change. So that would be a key aspect to me, just embracing the mindset of change. And there are other things that that being nomadic requires a different mindset, but in some ways, and for me, it really, like I said, I went to work at 18, so I guess my entire adult lifehood, I have been nomadic, or for the most part. But I see a difference in my mindset and my perception of distance, my perception of where I can and can't go. Many people would be like, oh, to go from one side of the U.S. to another would be a daunting journey. But for me, it's just another day at the office. I mean, it's really no big deal. I've got, if my car is full of fuel, I can make it 400 miles, 300 and something miles. And, I can go across the U.S. And I get this little Honda Civic, so I can go across the U.S. for, I don't know, a couple $100, maybe less. So, for me, I can just, at the drop of a hat, go from one location to the next. And that's not a big deal. For many people, that's just like unheard of. So, that's the other thing about being nomadic. Just once you do it, your mindset will change. It will change how you view travel, how you view distance. And it really, to me, it opens up a lot of possibilities. I wouldn't trade it, being the freedom, the knowledge, the skills you gain in travel. There's so many other things, and I don't want to make this video too long, but there's things that being nomadic will open your eyes to. And if you are nomadic, you probably know that. Travel in general, and that's why they talk about the well-traveled person, and I do think it's a good thing. I'm not saying I don't look down on those who can. And hey, nowadays you have the opportunity to travel via the internet to some degree, to learn what I know. So if you can't yet travel, can't be nomadic, I encourage you, get on YouTube, go to those travel blogs. I'm doing that right now, the places I want to go in the future. Travel blogs, travel vlogs, video content is so great now. It's almost like being there, but it's not. It's not like being there, but it's something to whet the appetite. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Is there's the key thing in life, whether you're nomadic or not, is having a positive mindset and just knowing that, hey, people have done it, other people do it, you can do it too. So it's not, don't be afraid. I like the quote from Dune, fear is a mind killer. And that's so true. Fear is a mind killer. So you just got to let that fear go. Replace that. The Bible puts it another way. It says, uh, fear has torment, but perfect love casts out all fear. So, just let the fear go. It doesn't help. Uh, and embrace love. Love your life. Love your family. Love God. Just love what you're doing. If you're not doing what you love what you're doing until you can do what you love. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be motivated to better your situation, but you can enjoy wherever you're at. Wherever you're at, wherever you're going, you can enjoy that and live it to the fullest. So that's all I wanted to say today is mindset. Mindset is so important. So keep a positive mindset, keep a good outlook, and you'll go far, both physically and mentally and spiritually. So thank you for watching. If you got to this point, you clearly enjoyed it, so hit that thumbs up. Subscribe. I'm gonna be putting out more and more videos. Hopefully the quality will just go up and up, and you'll help me out, and I hope I can help you out. Hopefully these videos can inspire you and encourage you and give you maybe some insights that I've learned, and we can just share that together. So thanks, and have a great day. Bye.